If there is one thing you can count on these days, it is that TikTok is becoming serious, not just in the US and across Asia, but now also in Europe. And now they have finally reached the point where they are basically taking on Amazon's main USP, known as FBA. This is because there is now a new service called FBT. It might sound really strange at first, but that is actually what it is called, fulfilled by TikTok. This means that TikTok now takes full care of all the logistics and shipping for your shop. And because of this, things are getting really tight for Amazon's market share. All the details you need to know are right here in this video. TikTok calls the whole thing local hosting. In Germany, they're working with 5GE. Currently, it's available in Spain, France, and also Italy. That means it basically works just like the Amazon FBA model. You send your goods directly to the local logistics center, and from there, immediately after an order and payment are confirmed, the products are shipped to the end customer if they buy them through the TikTok Shop platform. And all of this happens within a very short window of 2 to 4 days. And the great thing about all of this is that TikTok also handles returns for you. It works just like Amazon does. And that means the end customer remains very happy. It is a well-known fact that these days, customers trust Amazon more than their own mother-in-law. And of course, TikTok now wants to capitalize on this reality with its very own logistics network. And I'm absolutely convinced that this will work. Because at the end of the day, if customers are truly happy and word of mouth begins to spread, that you can shop safely on TikTok and returns are handled smoothly, then there is really no reason at all not to make impulse purchases via social media. None at all. And that's exactly the advantage of TikTok. So you have a completely different target audience than on Amazon, because on Amazon, customers come to the platform specifically to buy. That means they already have an intention. On TikTok, you can reach them through impulse purchases. It functions quite differently. You also have to place different products there. So the big power bank is not going to be effective in. It's more likely to be emotional products that tend to perform exceptionally well there, and usually in the more affordable price categories. That means a power bank for 100 euros, you can't really sell that on Amazon either, but products over 100 euros definitely won't sell on TikTok. So products up to 20 or 30 euros, which people can buy on impulse, those work. And then on impulse, the goods are shipped directly from the warehouse, from the FBT warehouse, straight to the end customer. That sounds reasonable. There are two models. One is called FBT, which stands for Fulfilled by TikTok. TikTok stores the goods, TikTok retrieves the goods from the warehouse after an order is placed, packs them, and ships them. And at the end of the day, returns are also handled through TikTok. Clearly, it's basically a one-to-one copy of Amazon FBA. And then there's a second option, shipped via platform. That means you store the goods yourself, you pack the goods yourself, and TikTok picks them up. But honestly, if you want to scale, there's nothing against FBT. Everything else is just keeping yourself busy with warehouse shelves. And the great thing is, on TikTok, there's no endless talk. Things get done, just like you'd expect from a proper Asian marketplace. That means the whole thing is actually already live. I have already logged into my TikTok Seller Center here. Right up here at the top, I go to Manage Orders, and you will see that there is already an option for Fulfilled by TikTok or FBT. And we can click on that. And then there is also a very, very nice and comprehensive overview provided right here of exactly how it all works at the very end of the day. So first, there are the features: fast delivery, improved shop status. Yeah, I wonder what that means. It's the same as with FBA, folks. Of course, you'll be given priority in the listings. Dedicated customer support. Amazon claims that about themselves too, but their support is more for the customer and against the seller. I hope things are a bit different with TikTok. There isn't any experience with that yet. I'll keep you updated. If you're interested in this, feel free to subscribe to the channel. You'll always get this kind of information from me directly and unfiltered in the next video. The handling of returns, as I already mentioned, warehouse operations 5 days a week. Nice. That means you don't have to clean shelves, and the packaging comes with the TikTok Shop logo. I don't really think that's so stylish, especially if your husband, wife, or parents aren't supposed to know that you're ordering from TikTok. Then I personally would also prefer not to have the TikTok logo on the packaging. It is actually quite similar to the experience of ordering from Use or Orion and getting branded packaging, if those companies still exist. I honestly have no idea. So first you need to register with FBT, then you create the specific product IDs. Then you set up the necessary method for handling returns, create the inbound shipment, which is basically the delivery plan, and manage the inventory. And then everything will be fine. So very nice. There is also a comprehensive user guide included here, and everything is broken down and explained in great detail, right down to every single individual step, showing you exactly where you need to click for things to work. So it really is a quite different experience from what you see on Amazon. No, not really. Amazon also has very good support. Let's not kid ourselves. Right, here I can choose. France, Germany, and Italy are included, while Ireland and Spain are also already there. And of course, the savvy merchant also wants to know exactly what the whole thing costs. There is also a price list available. I've already pulled it up right here for you. It's not hidden either. You can locate this specific option quite easily. If you want to start as a new FBT seller on the platform today, you get 90 days entirely for free at no cost to you. 90 days is 3 full months, which allows for a total of up to 5,000 national orders to help you get started. 5,000. That's over 1,000 orders per month, according to TikTok's calculations. So you can get an idea of the kind of numbers TikTok is actually calculating with. So completely different dimensions compared to, say, Amazon, right? And on top of that, you get 90 days of free shipping. Existing FBT sellers will also receive a 20% discount. And then right here, we have the fees for the German warehouse. The pricing for a 20-foot container for pallets, well, that is free for the first time, but the loose goods cost 149 euros. You really have to think of it like this. I was just talking to someone recently who mentioned that it is much better to fill a container with pallets than to have it unloaded here in Germany with the current labor costs, because those labor costs just completely consume and diminish the volume used by the pallets and even surpass it. And that is exactly what the people over at TikTok have come to understand as well. They said if we have pallets, we can unload a full 20-foot container in just 10 minutes. If we have all of your items loose in boxes without pallets, it will take us 3 full hours. We have to charge you for that extra labor. It's the same with a 40-foot container. Yes, small pallets and full truckloads are completely free of charge in each case. That means you don't have to pay anything at all for receiving, unless the individual boxes are loose inside your container. And now that we're talking about container deliveries here, we already know exactly where this is coming from. These aren't just standard Amazon sellers or local German retailers who simply want to try out TikTok for a bit. These are major international corporations that TikTok is heavily counting on, not strictly limited to Chinese enterprises, but of course they currently don't have much organic reach on TikTok within the German market. This is largely because up until now, they have probably been focusing their efforts on producing Thai, Vietnamese, or even Filipino language content for other regions. And now they'd have to start fresh in Germany or Europe. That means they aren't sending containers to Europe yet, but they're planning on it. That means TikTok's ambitions and vision for the future are vast. And if we take a closer look at the processing fees listed here, you will see they're remarkably affordable. For example, an M-sized package in this specific category, 50, 40, 30, with a gross weight of 10,000 grams, will cost you just 2 euros and 40 cents. And that's already a pretty decent price. And of course, this also applies to shipping within the European Union. It is certainly possible, but then it costs a flat rate of 5 euros and 75 cents. And here too, please be extra careful, because if you choose to store your goods in a foreign warehouse, for example in Spain, then you also have to complete a formal registration for tax purposes there in accordance with the pan-EU regulation. This is not just an effect of Amazon and FBA, it is a general regulatory requirement. If I have a warehouse located abroad from which I serve end customers, then I also have to be tax registered there. That means I need a valid VAT identification number. That's how the regulation currently stands. Yes, unfortunately, storage with TikTok is also not free of charge. Yes, of course, if you claim your bonus within the first 90 days, then you don't have to pay anything for it. But further down the line in the process, which definitely needs to be included in your calculations, you have to carefully factor in the additional costs associated with storage. And for a period of 0 to 30 days, we're looking at a rate of 58 cents per day. And that means in the absolute worst case scenario imaginable, after those 30 days have passed, we actually have to pay a total sum of 17 euros and 40 cents in storage fees. I think every single Amazon FBA seller out there would be very happy if the costs at Amazon were as low as they are right now with TikTok. So if we store our products for a period of more than 120 days, it costs us exactly 1 euro and 33 cents. That puts us at approximately 40 euros per month for 1 cubic meter. That's already quite a bit higher than Amazon, and you also reach the higher tiers much more quickly. But at the end of the day, I do really hope that things will move much faster on TikTok thanks to the power of active and consistent promotion. There are also a few additional fees here that you need to take into account. For example, if a product doesn't have a barcode, then they have to stick it on themselves. It costs 12 cents per item, yes. And if there are also missing labels on the box that somehow cost €2 per box, which you have to pay extra, with Amazon, it's often the case that the boxes aren't accepted at all. And with TikTok, you might still have the chance to find someone at the fulfillment warehouse who can help you out. For a cash payment, of course, that was really just a very quick FBT behind the scenes look. If you want to know more about TikTok's fulfillment, let me know in the comments below. You can also feel free to share your opinion there. Whether you'll use this new system or not, and whether you think this is now the true ultimate Amazon killer. See you in the next video. Take care, bye.